Have you ever seen a dumber story than this? I mean, Jesus Christ, what in the living world of hell? What is wrong with New York? Jesus Christ, it's like they've gotten worse than California in some ways. So, this is from the Forest Hills Post. A 12-year-old boy arrested for drawing swastikas on Rego Park School playground. It's like, oh, so he's doing what every 12-year-old did in their pastime when they were at school. Because, let me tell you guys a little story here. Let me tell you a little story. Kids, when they were bored, would do offensive things. They would draw offensive things. They would say offensive things. Because that's what 12-year-olds do. Alright? They're in that puberty stage to where they're transitioning into growing into their adult bodies. Okay? Thus, their brain's gonna get a little inhibited by doing some dumb shit. And guess what's one of the things that kids do because they don't understand what the hell they're doing? Draw swastikas! I know dozens of people, and I did this too a couple of times as a kid. I drew swastikas. Heck, there's a freaking thing where people would draw like this really weird italicized S all the time. Okay? Kids do weird shit. Kids do stupid shit, alright? Am I saying that it was something that he should have been doing? Hell no, especially not in New York. But he's a kid. He's a 12-year-old boy. Why are you arresting him? The fuck is the point? Doesn't make any sense. So, this kid got arrested, and he was drawing swastikas, and then not only that, he wrote Heil Hitler, but instead of writing Heil, he wrote Hail. Like, oh shit, it's about to hail on us getting inside. Yeah, he wrote Hail. So it's like, this kid obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's obviously trolling. It's like, there's no malicious intent behind this. Alright, and you have freaking council members in New York and freaking chiefs in the police department. Andrew fucking Cuomo dedicated state police resources to this shit. I'm not kidding you. He dedicated state resources that could be going to other high-profile cases inside of New York, and diverted it to a fucking 12-year-old drawing sidewalk chalk, or at least finding out who was drawing that sidewalk chalk. It's sidewalk chalk! And apparently it's illegal to be using sidewalk chalk because apparently it counts as vandalism. All you gotta do is spray that shit off water, or wait until it rains. It's not like it's gonna leave a permanent indentation on everything. It doesn't make any sense. And this stupid council member, Karen Koslowich, sounds Russian. She's like, truly unbelievable. I am shocked that a 12-year-old committed this crime. It's completely unacceptable. It has no place in our society. Thank you, NYPD News and NYPD Hate Crimes, for your swift action on this. And she quote tweeted this guy named Chief Dermot F. Shea. And I'm going to read this tweet because it's fucking hilarious. On Friday, 2/22/19, anti-Semitic graffiti was found throughout a Queens playground. The NYPD's Hate Crimes Task Force now have the suspect, a 12-year-old male, in custody. Great job, NYPD Hate Crimes. No matter the face of hate, the NYPD, partnered with the community, has zero tolerance. I'm sorry. This is too funny. This is too funny. I'm just, wow, the amount of dumbassery here. It makes me laugh so much. Like, not even I could do this level of dumbassery. It's great. You pat yourself on the back, New York. You're officially worse than California. Not when it comes to dumbass policy, but when it comes to social issues, you take the cake, buddy. You take the cake. So yeah, it's a fucking 12-year-old. You're gonna arrest a 12-year-old for doing shit a 12-year-old typically does. But what, you're not gonna educate him on this? Alright, and Tim Pool made a great point. It's like, he's just a fucking 12-year-old. What you should do, this is what Tim Pool said, just tell him that what he was doing was wrong and not to do it again. Or like, try to scare him into not doing it again. Like, threaten that you'll arrest him, but if you spray off the sidewalk chalk, he'll be free to go. Do that! Do something. Do something that'll get the kid incentivized to not do it again. It's not that hard to do. He's a 12-year-old. He's not doing this with malicious intent, okay? He's just acting dumb. In a way a kid would act dumb. Don't fucking punish him like that. It's not a good... It's stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. So... Yeah, and then a bunch of people have been, like, tweeting at this guy, this Chief Dermott. They're like, dude, why are you arresting a fucking 12-year-old? Like, there are people in the community who are like, dude, this is just a fucking kid. And I am shocked that there are actually people defending this. Like this Koslowich lady. And there's even a freaking comment in this article I'm reading. It's like, this 12-year-old should not be arrested. And it's like, wow. It's like, you guys are really that stupid, aren't you? You're just gonna arrest a 12-year-old boy for doing stuff a 12-year-old boy typically does. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's not like he was, like, murdering somebody. Okay, granted, in Texas, you can arrest a kid as young as 12 years old. Okay? Because they told me about this one time at school. They had an actual police officer come in, talk to us about some shit, say, hey, you guys are 12 years old now? Well, you can be arrested, so don't be doing stupid shit, kind of to scare us, to intimidate us, which is what they should be doing to kids our age, that way we aren't doing stupid shit. Well, their age, I mean. Not our age. I'm an adult. But, you should be intimidating kids not to do stupid stuff, okay? But, if you're gonna arrest kids for doing stupid shit like this, I mean, first off, that's like supreme memery right there. Like, a kid getting it, that's probably gonna bring pride to some 12-year-olds if you just arrest them for freaking, drawing sidewalk chalk. I mean, it's like, wow, you just put them at the center of attention, which is what they want to be. That's what all 12-year-olds want. Unless they have been diagnosed with clinical depression, but, I mean, most 12-year-olds want to be the center of attention. Trust me, I've been there. They're gonna do this shit because they want attention. You know why they want attention? Because they're kids. They want to be pampered. And it's just, wow. And Andrew Cuomo, what the hell? I mean, first you're like, oh, hey, I'm ready to just, if you want to kill a baby just before birth happens, you can do it. Here's some shears. Go stab that kid in the fucking head. And then it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to divert state resources to get this 12-year-old boy. Does Andrew Cuomo hate kids? Do the Cuomos hate children? Was their dad that much of an asshole to them? Or, like, did they worship their dad so much and their dad was like, oh, I fucking hate kids. And they're like, okay, we'll get vasectomies. We don't want children. We're not going to do that, which is good because I don't want them polluting the bloodline, but... Why? It just seems that Andrew Cuomo and the Cuomos in general just hate children. And it's just like, well, this is a pretty funny situation. But this is not a really good situation. It just shows how much of a pussy, how much of a pussy the next generation has gotten. But this generation in particular, millennials, were fucking pussies. This is ridiculous. I mean, you're not gonna, like, put the kid in ISS because he was... Well, you're not even putting him in ISS. You're fucking arresting him. Like, wow. I think even putting him in ISS would be a little bit too excessive. But, I mean, you're gonna put him in jail. Wow. You're not gonna educate him. You're not gonna tell him anything. You're gonna arrest him. Threaten him with juvie? That's the worst thing you would want for a kid. It's just... Wow. What the fuck? Okay, so here's what they should do. If they do end up bringing this in front of a judge, I'm hoping that judge just throws that out of court immediately. He's like, you drew swastikas on the ground? Yes, sir. Why? I don't know. I just saw them and I just thought I'd draw them and be meme and shit. And he's like, okay, go home. You're done. Go away. This is bullshit. This whole case is bullshit. Because, I mean, I tell you, if I were a judge, I would most definitely throw that case out. Because it's ridiculous. Why would you put a kid in jail for no fucking reason. Why would you do that? Okay, there's no reason to throw a kid in jail just because he was... It's just because the kid was doing something stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It just don't make sense. It don't make sense, to be honest with you. It just really doesn't. And I'm really sorry for this kid. I'm really sorry for this kid's parents, because they're probably scared shitless right now. They're like, wow, our son might get in juvie, and it's just because 12-year-old boy just did something stupid. And, you know, that sucks. I wouldn't want that to happen to any parent. Just find out, hey, your boy did something mildly offensive, so we're going to put him in jail. We're going to send him to juvie. We're going to take him to court. He's a 12-year-old kid. He's not an adult. Right? He's not a white supremacist. He's not some freaking huge racist. He's just a boy who doesn't know the concepts of Hitler. He just sees shit. He probably saw this shit on the news, people complaining about Hitler, and wanted to be the center of attention. So he just took a piece of chalk, started writing Heil Hitler. But he wrote Hail. That's an obvious red flag when you're in a criminal investigation, whether or not it's like a hate crime, because that is misspelling. That is a major thing there. So, I mean, that would obviously tip you off that's bullshit. The absolute dumbassery of people, I swear to God. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna hope this whole case blows over, because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely retarded. Shouldn't even be discussed. Kid shouldn't be arrested. So what, he wrote some shit on the sidewalk. Big fucking deal. It's not like he was spray painting it on a church, which would be a real bad extreme, but still, if he did that, I might have been a little bit more... Would have been like, well, he still shouldn't be arrested, but I mean, that dude needs an ass whipping. So, anyway, that's all for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm thinking of doing something else for Ruby. I've been in real discussion lately on that, and I just read the entire Shane Newville letter about what happened in between Volume 2 and 3. So, that'll be an interesting discussion. So, don't die.